Yeah,
This
I'm about the same. I would say 10 trillion might be where I'd look it to peak out at. Whether it gets there or not doesn't really matter. But then, so that's a sort of a 10 trillion is a 10x from here and a 3x from the high. The next time around, if it goes from 10 trillion to 50 trillion is a 5x. It's actually a lot less over time. So it's all doable.
Macroeconomic expert Raoul believes that the crypto market is going to go from where it is currently at $1 trillion to a $10 trillion market cap asset. However, he doesn't stop there. Answered in his latest Ask Me Anything livestream, Raoul predicts that the crypto market will then go on to be worth $50 trillion by 2030, a 50x in 6 short years. Not bad. Within his Ask Me Anything, Raoul unpacks where he thinks the market is going to go and his outlook on inflation. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where Raoul reveals his latest macroeconomic thesis. Also guys, if you want to stay most up to date on the crypto and Bitcoin world, make sure to subscribe to my daily 5-minute crypto newsletter. It gives the latest expert predictions, any breaking news, and top on-chain analysis all in a nutshell. Click the first link in the description to join over 25,000 others in becoming a better crypto investor right now. Now here's Raoul with his crypto prediction.
Yeah, I think this next cycle is an everything, everywhere, all at once cycle. So much money went into VC, so many people are building stuff, and this is the digitalization of real world assets. That's the finance industry. We're seeing the announcements almost every day. We're seeing new on-ramps and off-ramps via the ETFs. They're coming. We're seeing, we will see regulatory changes across the world. That's happening. We're going to see brands and culture. We had conversations on that, more about art and new use cases for NFTs. That's coming. New use cases for DeFi, new ways we're going to do that. That's coming. New layer 2s, layer 1s, changes to things like the Solana ecosystem. That's all coming. So I think we're going to see a kind of full-on crypto cycle when it really gets going. And your head will be spinning a bit with all of the stuff that's happening because so much has been built over the bear market that things are just coming to market. So yes, there will be some large standouts. Don't forget, Ethereum is a very big ecosystem. Could you think of that as like a Google ecosystem? For sure. Chris Berniski at Placeholder VC wrote an article that Ethereum is Android and Solana is Apple. That's another way of thinking about it. So I think, the protocol layers themselves are big. Who else is going to build social media apps? Who's going to build all of this stuff? There's a lot that's going to happen here. So I also think we'll get adoption by Meta, adoption by Apple, adoption by everybody. So look, basically, this is just digital rails and everybody's going to use it, from the finance system to your social media app. So it's coming everywhere. You just don't realize it yet, but it will. Yes, I do. I don't think anything's changed. I've explained several times on the platform is every time, we produce this chart of all of the previous inflations. At this point in the cycle, you always get a small uptick, which is we're seeing now. Why? Well, it's pretty straightforward. It's generally a year after the peak of the commodity down cycle, and commodities are usually just starting to discount the upcoming cycle. So the commodities at the fast end of the curve, they bring inflation down in the beginning. So they brought it down from 9% down to 3 and a bit percent. Then they pick up because they start rallying a bit. But the slow parts, the massive parts, 70% of all of CPI is rents and wages, and they're starting to deflate. So at this point, you get this little pickup, and then the big juggernaut carries it lower. If you look at the core inflation numbers, if you look at the 1 month, 3 month, 2 month rates of change, they were all around 2% or less. So what you're seeing is clear, firm evidence that all of this stuff is slowing down. So just be patient. These things take time. But yes, I see nothing but disinflation ahead for probably another year. Think of crypto world as this nation state, and this is a new trade agreement. So when the trade agreement comes, it doesn't mean you do trade. It means you can do trade. People will only invest in the crypto economy if they think the crypto economy is growing. So right now, you need prices to be rising for the ETF to be a funnel of money into the crypto economy. So I don't think it's as big a deal as people think, but when you look back, it'll have been a very big deal over time. And I don't think the crypto market goes to new lows. Just unless liquidity collapses out of nowhere, which is just not going to happen, because then, you know, it's just the death and destruction of everything. There's no reason for that to take place this late in the cycle. You should be seeing liquidity coming in the cycle, not withdrawing. Yes, I mean, the regional banks are still weak. Gold doing this tends to tell you it's a cowbell signal. It's like gold is pricing in something happening. Now, I think people like gold over geopolitical weekends like this as well, as a hedge.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen and bonds aren't working. So what do? You go to gold. So my guess is some of this is weekend stuff. But look, gold is also driven by the liquidity cycle, very much like crypto. So a lot of people have been waiting for this to happen. So let's see if it continues past the weekend. But yeah, I mean, generally I've been bullish on gold. It's like Paul Tudor Jones was talking about, you know, gold and Bitcoin. You know, this is the right point in the cycle for these things.